Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rin. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today we're going to finish out the spread that I have filmed. The left side of the page, there's a video on my channel already if you would be interested in seeing me paint that. And I had intended to do this piece of art the same way, where I showed the process from start to finish, starting with the sketch and then going all the way to painting. But I got too excited and sketched this when I did not have a camera available for me. So I hope you enjoyed just this last little bit of sketching out the skirt. And then this process was another one that was very much a trust the process kind of vibe, because I, in my head, envisioned doing this actually as blue and red, because I just thought that would contrast really nice and be very vivid. And once I started painting the girl blue, I was like, I don't think that's really gonna work. I think she's gonna look kind of scary. I wanted to do her eyes in the secondary color, and I was like, no, that's definitely not gonna work as red. That'll make her look very scary, and that is not the vibe of my personal art style. And then I realized as I was painting her that, number one, I thought when I was drawing her, I was like, wow, she looks kind of like a Bratz doll. And then I didn't say anything about that thought. And then I ended up showing this painting to my mom once I had been going for a little while on it to get some art advice. And she was like, she looks like a Bratz doll. And I was like, I guess she's just a Bratz doll, which I personally don't mind. They are very iconic. That was something that was around when I was younger. But anyway, that wasn't my main point. I got sidetracked. My main point was when I started doing all of the like skin and started adding some of the deeper values, she started to look like the Corpse Bride. I personally don't even know what the Corpse Bride is from. I don't like anything like scary or horror related in any shape or form. The closest I will get to that is like Kuromi from Hello Kitty, because I do think Kuromi is adorable. But I don't celebrate Halloween. I don't watch horror films or even spooky films. So I don't know exactly what the Corpse Bride is from, is really what my point is. But I have definitely seen images of the Corpse Bride as an artist. I've seen other art, and I was like, wow, she's starting to look kind of scary. And I started to think like maybe this was a bad choice overall. Like I shouldn't have done blue. Though watching the footage back while I was editing this, I realized where I went wrong wasn't in choosing blue, that like first color of blue that I laid down that was all one shade, that was kind of a periwinkle. That color looked so pretty on its own. I realized where I went wrong was picking such a deep shade of blue to get my dark values. Like I shouldn't have went that dark. That's what made her look more Corpse Bride-esque. So I guess that's like, if that's your vibe and you're like, how do I get that kind of coloring? If you're painting or drawing and you want to know how to get that kind of coloring, that's it. Do like a light blue and really contrast it with a very, very dark blue, and it will give you that vibe. I also did add some of this like purpley black. It's a Daniel Smith watercolor called Moon Glow. It is so pretty swatched. I should have like filmed a little swatch shot of it because it's so beautiful. It's like a deep purple, but it like dries like purple and black. It's so pretty. I'm sure that did not help with the like, or did help depending on how you want to look at that, with the like Corpse Bride vibes. But anyway, so I clearly did not paint her eyes the secondary color. I ended up painting them blue because any secondary color would have just given this piece a totally different vibe than what I had wanted. And because I was already struggling to achieve the vibe I wanted, I ended up just painting them blue. And then as you can see, I ended up deciding to do the secondary color as yellow. I did swatch the blues with some other colors, and then my mom helped me pick a secondary color to do that would hopefully make the image a little bit brighter and just a little bit more the vibe I was going for. And in the long run, I will say this does turn out a lot more of the aesthetic I was going for than what I thought it was going to, so that was super nice. I also originally had the thought to do the underside of the skirt, all the secondary color. So, but then when I was thinking about it, I was like, I think that might be a little too bold and too much yellow. So I was like, why don't I just line like all the edges of the ruffles with yellow? And so I did that on just a couple, just to see how it would look, because I figured it would be able to be covered up with blue if I didn't like that. And I was like, no, that looks good. So I ended up going in and then painting all the undersides of this skirt with a darker blue just to help with some shading. And then just did detail work. Y'all, I think maybe my true love in painting is painting more monochromatic styles. I think this is like one of the most relaxing ways to paint. It's just so easy. You don't overthink colors, you don't overthink anything. You just think in terms of light and dark. It's like, you know those videos on YouTube where people will paint something with their like color settings on their iPad turned to grayscale? Like, that looks like such a freeing way to work, because you're just thinking in terms of adding contrast, and it just seems so enjoyable and so easy to do. But anyway, so I also added some more depth to that yellow by adding in some oranges, the same oranges I did use actually on the left side of the page. And then just went through and painted the splash of paint. Also, before I don't want to forget to do a shout out to Ellie Art Cat. Thank you so much for commenting on my last video and watching to the end. I hope if you did rewatch DuckTales, you thoroughly enjoyed every second of it. I really appreciate that you took the time to comment. Thank you so much. If you'd like a shout out on next week's video, comment the blueberry emoji. So here I'm just going in and adding on my highlights with my Posca pen, same as always. Actually, this paper was starting to pill a little bit because of just putting down the full layer of blue. So I had to go over I had to do quite a few layers of the Posca pen to really get that white to pop. And then yeah, this is how the art turned out. I hope you enjoyed this video. If there's anything you'd like to see me draw for next week's video, leave it in a comment down below. If you're still watching, virtual high five. As always, I really appreciate that. And I will see you guys in the next week's video. Remember to be kind and stay cozy. Bye!